All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Phantom Dance. This is number 3. Picking up speed, escaping shared fate. How do you escape shared fate? Well, if you're running, a way to look at it, away from, let's say, a grizzly bear. I've seen a few. They're huge, bigger than a car some days, and you don't want to be eaten, and you're running with the person beside you. Well, if you're faster, the bear is catching them first, let's say, unless you look more delicious. So you've escaped that shared fate by picking up speed, by running faster, by being in better shape, let's say, or by being a bigger person, or by having practiced running for a lot of years when the other person practiced sitting and watching TV. So picking up speed, how you escape shared fate. If things are moving slower than you and you need to move faster and you need to go further, or you need to go higher, or you need to climb, higher, swim further, all those things, all those analogies, picking up speed will allow you to escape shared fate. So what do I mean by picking up speed? Well, there's so many ways to look at this in your life. Obviously, if you're carrying heavy loads, dropping a heavy load, you'll get faster. Whatever you're carrying, if you're carrying bags of groceries, if you're carrying rocks in your pocket, if you're carrying a heavy load of wood and you need to run, obviously, and it makes sense, logically speaking, the more you drop, the faster you can run. So, which is very interesting when anyone listening to this could probably understand the obvious effects of putting down, let's say, a heavy rock you have in your hand, or a cherished heirloom, gold bars, a heavy pot, a bag of apples, however you want to look at it. If you put something down, you don't carry something in your hand, anyone will tell you you can run faster with empty hands. But what I'm looking at as far as picking up speed and dropping things is inner beliefs, inner promises, inner limitations, anything that's holding you down. If you have a belief you need to be somewhere, if you have a belief you need to hold someone, if you have a belief you need to do something, if you have a belief you've made a promise, so you have to tie yourself to a job for 30 or 40 years because let's say you've made some children, or let's say you promised your wife a bigger house, or let's say you've decided you've promised yourself a bigger car, whatever it is, that's something you're holding. That's something that's slowing you down. That's something that's keeping you chained. You can't pick up speed if you're chained to a spot. That's obvious. So if you chain yourself to a country, chain yourself to a person, you chain yourself to an idea, you chain yourself to a way of life, you chain yourself to whatever fears you have. Most of us have had one, and I would say upwards of 10,000 fears. The Taoists call it the 10,000 things. The Toltecs say you chop off 3,000 heads of your ego to be free. So all of those things keep you chained. And as long as you're holding them, you're moving slow, or at the very, very least, you're moving very quickly in a circle, like on a hamster wheel. So picking up speed would be to break the hamster wheel, because let's say picking up speed is not running in circles. By speed, I mean to go faster, to be faster, to think faster, to consider faster. And another way to look at that is as your energy increases, you get faster, right? So obviously, we've all had those slow days when we're sick. We've all had those slow days when we've eaten too much, or when we're hungover, or when we had an argument and you're tired. All those things slow you down. So another way to look at picking up speed, another way to increase your dancing with your phantoms and to escaping shared fate is to drop habits, is to drop whatever's going on inside, is to drop the ideas of what's making you slow. So if you are healthier, you'll get faster. If you laugh more, you'll get faster. If you decide that your energy is low because you've got a bad diet, let's say. For a long time, I was a vegetarian, ate too many beans, too many lentils. I listened to too many people that said, coconut fat is good for you. That didn't work for me. Lentils are good for you. They're all right. Chickpeas are good for you. My vegetarian diet kept me slow, low, and feeling shitty, to be honest. I needed animal fat. So as soon as I decided that I wouldn't listen to anybody, so there was a double side of my picking up speed as I changed my health by deciding to listen to my body. So I got healthier and I got faster simply because I wasn't always weighed down. And also I decided that the advice you get from other people, the ones that you don't follow through on yourself, or at least examine or put into play and decide for yourself if it's working or not, has allowed me to pick up speed by deciding I don't listen to anybody, right? Other than my own self. Now, do I make mistakes because of that? Sure. But I also pick up speed by realizing that I can be wrong. So there's so many ways that you can pick up speed. So one is to change your ideas of what is real. right? A real reality, what people tell you you should and shouldn't do. If you're listening to others, you're waiting for a direction from others as well. So if you wake up one day and you don't know what to do and you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do, whether it's your job that tells you to go to work or the calendar that tells you it's a day off, or your parents if you're young, or your siblings if you're listening to them, or your partner if you're married, you're not going fast because you're waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay or it's not okay, or you should do this or you shouldn't do that. So let's say being independent helps you pick up speed, right? So we're talking about escaping shared fate. The faster you go, the more you know, or the less you know, and the better you can be at moving free. You could go higher, so to speak. So let's say the lighter you are, the higher you go. Obviously, if you feel heavy as a ham sandwich, it's a way of putting it, you're not going to go up or float up. So if you've released everything inside of you, everyone knows how it feels to go to the washroom, when you're focused on that and then you lose whatever you've been holding inside your bowels, you feel lighter, you feel like you can run, you feel like you can maybe climb a tree, you feel like you could go up a mountain a lot better anyways than you could before. If you have too much weight on your body, you know what it feels like. I used to be very heavy, right? I used to be much heavier than I am now. I used to be a third bigger, and I knew how heavy I felt. Running for the bus one day, that's when I was 18, and I decided, oh my goodness, I better lose some weight. You tell yourself it's okay. You tell yourself I'm not so big. That's what I told myself. You tell yourself it doesn't matter. You have another ham sandwich or another hamburger or another piece of cake because whatever, you're only alive once, so you might as well enjoy yourself. And then try running for the bus one day, as I did when I was 18. And I said, holy F, I'm out of breath. I'm on the bus going, I'm like, well, that's not good. That's not happy. That's not healthy. And I'm not moving very fast. So I better pick up some speed. And another way to look at picking up some speed is to have a longer life, to have a faster life, to have a better life. Another way is to make better choices, right? You're going faster when your energy's higher. We all know inspiration comes when you're feeling better, when you're rested, when you're feeling happy, when you're laughing. So many ways to pick up speed is to drop ideas, to drop beliefs, to drop what's been holding you down, to drop promises. Oh my goodness, the worst thing in the world is to make a promise, in my opinion, that you don't keep, let's say, right away. If you make a promise in the moment and you do something, why not? It's done. You promise to clean the washroom, you go clean the washroom, you're finished. No worries. It's a small one. But if you promise, you'll always be a person who listens to everyone. Or I made a promise myself, I'll never listen to anyone. In some ways that was great. In some ways, when good advice came my way, I didn't listen either. So it didn't allow me to move faster because sometimes someone will give you good advice, you pick it up, you run with it. Obviously, you're going to go faster. Someone gives you good advice, you don't listen, you argue, you're standing around yelling and screaming, as I've done 1,000 times, you're not going anywhere. And you're using your energy and you're getting tired. And then you sit down on the couch and then you're angry and blame. Oh my goodness, blame is the worst way to go slow because when it's time to move and you don't move, whatever you need to move from or towards or whatever you need to change, and you're pointing a finger and you're blaming, essentially you're saying they have to help me go faster, right? It's their fault. This sucks. It's their fault. This is bad. It's their fault. I'm unhealthy or I'm poor or I have this problem, or my wife's fault, my husband's fault, my friend's fault, my job's fault, my country's fault. You're not going anywhere. You're chained to blame. You're literally wrapping a chain around someone, holding it tight, and saying, as soon as they let go of this chain, I can move. So you're chained to a blame, or you're chained to guilt, or you're chained to an idea. And of course, you're not moving fast. So you're sharing their fate, in other words, because this is all about escaping shared fate. So we're going number 3. We're going to go a little deeper into the esoteric ways to escape shared fate. Someone mentioned in one of the comments, simple advice. My first 2, so logical. Anybody considering it can consider these, but the next few, you can't really get the full meaning of what I'm sharing with just your mind, with just your thinking, with just the ideas of sitting here and going, that's a good idea, Lorenzo. You have to put it into action. All of these, moving forward, we're at number 3, Phantom Dance, Escaping Shared Fate, you must put into action. So the way to look at this entire series, so maybe we're wrapping this one up, is either you dance with your phantoms or you become your phantoms. If you become your phantom, meaning you're listening to all the limitations, to all the ways things aren't real, to all the way things are hollow, to all the way things are ghostly, to all the way things are less than alive, then you're stuck as a phantom because you're identifying with that phantom You believe you're that phantom. You feel you're that phantom, and you're not dancing with that phantom anymore. But if everyone has that shadow side of themselves, like we all have the negatives, we all have the fears, we all have the guilts, we all have the beliefs, we all have the duties, we all have the BS that was put into us from, as we're growing up, TV, movies, friends, parents, especially religions, all those things that have, put their chains into us and their hooks into us. And you dance with that instead. You can't forget something that's been put in you. You can't fully expunge anything you've accepted already because it's had an effect. It's carved you a little. It's had it's had an effect on your life. Whatever it is, you decided something bad was real. You acted on it for 20 years. Let's say you smoked, then you decided it's horrible. You're going to stop that because you want to be healthy. You don't want to die of some sort of lung disease. But for the rest of your life, it's still going to affect you. You're still going to look at cigarettes a certain way, a different way than someone who hasn't smoked. You're still going to smell it a certain way. You're still going to feel a certain way. And it's fine that you've dropped it, but that's the phantom you're dancing with. The phantom will come up and go, you want a cigarette, don't you? You want a beer, don't you? You want that cupcake, don't you? And you'll start dancing. If you go over to the other side, you pick up the cigarette, you pick up the cupcake, you pick up the bottle of beer and you drink, you're your phantom again. You do the dancing, you're not your phantom. And that keeps you light on your toes, as they say. So if you see and you understand and you know and you choose, you can escape shared fate. And it's not about leaving it behind if you don't know what you're leaving behind. That is the key to escaping shared fate. I've talked about the recapitulation many times, and it just means you understand for yourself, through yourself, and with yourself, all the BS you've picked up, all the shit you've picked up, all the negative ideas, ideals, guilt-laid traps, and limitations that you've decided to put on yourself because you can't take it off unless you've admitted to taking it on. You can't put it down unless you see where you've picked it up. And all these things are hidden. We keep them hidden because usually they're inner things we've picked up. And as we straighten out our energy, as we put these things down, it's like unblocking a flow of water or unblocking a pipe that's full of crap or bent. You straighten it out, the water will flow faster. You open a window, the air comes in. So a whole bunch of analogies. You open the blinds, the sun comes in. You go around where a wall is blocking the winds hit you, winds could help you clean, winds could help you move faster, blowing dust off your body, blowing silliness out of your head, all of these things, whatever it takes for you to drop your beliefs, your ideas, your limitations, your fears, your guilt will help you move faster, picking up speed. I'm going to be doing an article on it too very soon. So by picking up speed, you're faster than the people around you. You get more ideas. You have more inspirations. You're not sharing the limitations of the 6 people that tell you there's only 12 jobs you can do and you need money. Maybe you have other ideas. You're not sharing the limitations of, this is all you can do if you're living in this country. You're literally dropping heavy past choices, heavy past decisions, heavy past promises by cleaning them. Not saying, whatever, because they'll follow you unless you put them down. And if they're hidden on your body, like a hidden inside parasite, it's going wherever you are. You got a parasite in your guts. You don't clean it out. Doesn't matter where you move. It's coming with you. Same with the parasite in your mind. Same with the parasite in your energy. Same with the parasite in your belief system or your spirituality or your religion. All those parasites are following you because mostly you can't see them in the physical world, but you can feel them. Oh my, you can feel those parasites clinging to you and sucking you dry and making your emotional body burn until there's nothing left into a cinder. And then you're not moving very fast. So if you clear all this, you put it all down, you decide it's no longer serving you. You don't want to be the old clown you used to be. You will pick up speed. And by picking up speed, you will definitely move faster than those that haven't picked up their speed, and you will be able to see wonders. And we're going to talk about the magic of picking up speed in some of the future parts. There's still 4, 5, and 6 to get to in Phantom Dance, Escaping Shared Fate. We haven't really gotten to the deep esoteric yet stuff. So by picking up speed, other ideas come. And I don't just mean ideas of where you can live or ideas of how you can make money or ideas of how you can be healthy, which are all fantastic ideas, but it's more like ideas of potential, ideas of possibility, ideas of being free, ideas of even out of the box, less than normal things which will start to happen to you. mythical ideas, mystical ideas, wonderful ideas, fantastic ideas, ideas for being free, ideas for hidden paradise, ideas for heaven, all of these things which are going to come in the next 3 videos. So picking up speed, start putting down everything you don't need anymore. Put down what you don't love. Doesn't matter those buts. Grow around the big buts. But I can't drop my job, but I can't drop this, but I can't stop that, but it's so hard to do this, but I don't know what's coming next. All of those are in your way. If you want to dance, you want to do the phantom dance and escape shared fate of whatever's going on around you. Eventually, you can escape the shared fate of all of humanity. Look around. Most of them are not going to a good place, in my opinion. They're not going to a happy place, and they're not going to a healthy place, and they're certainly not going somewhere which seems loving, for the most part. I'm not going to talk about everyone because I certainly met some loving people. So escaping shared fate, put down what you don't need, get faster any way you can, and go today. All right. Part 3, escaping shared fate, phantom dance, picking up speed. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. Support us if you can. I'll leave some links to what we're doing next. And by us, I mean myself and Campbell as well. Locals, autodidactic. We're going to be doing more lives. We're going to be sharing more ideas. We're going to be sharing ways that you can practically move yourself in ways that I'm talking about in this set of videos. Phantom dance. Like and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. What can I say? Good luck, and I'll see you soon.